आपादमौलिपर्यन्तां गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत् न विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथः लक्ष्मीं तनोतु नितरामपीक्षममृतद्वयं निगमशाखेशिखाप्रवालं भैरम्भवं गुरुहरं प्रचौर्यनित्रं विघ्नाद्रिभेदशतधारधुरन्धरणः सर्वेषां स्वागतम्. This is the Saṃskāra session for the 28th shloka. Rasadi Panchīkrita Bhuta Sambhavam. So here we in the Bhavarta we have seen the Panchabhutas, the Tanmatras, etc., etc. That itself is a philosophy that we need to talk about. So this whole Panchabhutas creating the information and then the receptors of those information, etc., 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 all comes from a philosophy or a darshana called as Sankhya. Now, what is this Sankhya? It is the one of the first. It is the Adi Darshana, first Darshana. Darshana, we have Shat Darshanas in our ancient Bharatiya Gnana Parampara. Out of that, this is the first, and it has been propounded, formulated by Mahamuni Kapila. So this Sankhya philosophy is basically understanding what is the order of creation. That is, how did the existence come to be? How did it evolve? That one. So this, how did Sharira come to be? Why is it a Bhogalayam? All these things, they say, Rasadi Panchikrita Bhuta Sambhavam. The Panchabhutas, because of those things only. Rasadi Panchikrita Bhuta Sambhavam, the gross elements made up of. How did it come about? That philosophy is actually borrowed from Sankhya. So this Sankhya is actually the first darshana to illustrate dualism. So we can see how the overlap brings about. So the non-dualism, dualism, qualified dualism are all only interpretations. So that's around 1,000 years old, where we find the exclusivity of these kind of theories, and then there are arguments with respect to proving which one is superior. But we find the coexistence of dualism, non-dualism, from a long time back. For non-dualism, um, we will find the first, I think, mention of non-dualism from Bhartrhari. So Vyakarana becomes the first instrument for that. And then again, dualism, Sankhya. So these are all very old. So what are these? What are the existence? What is happening in this Sankhya philosophy? So Sankhya uh, tries to understand the whole existence in terms of two basic elements, foundational elements. That is, first is matter and then energy. Matter is called as Prakriti, and then energy is Purusha. So due to the merger of these two, it leads to changes. It leads to manipulation of main matter. That is Mula Prakriti. Mula Prakriti does not change. It is as it is. And at Mula Prakriti, but due to merger of Chaitanya, that is, it is getting that energy, there is change in, it is leading to some, it is developing something called as Vikriti. That Vikriti is leading to the birth of something called as Mahat. Mahat is nothing but intelligence, not Ki, intelligence. Then it leads to the Ahankara, because once intellect is born, discriminatory powers come. So therefore, then we have Ahambhava, the concept that, okay, I am recognizing myself. So Ahambhava. Once we recognize Ahambhava, when the Ahambhava arises, then there is Panchabhutas. When the Panchabhutas arise, then we have the Vishayas, the Rasadi Vishayas, the Panchatanmatras, and then all these things, organs, receptors, these come. So this is the order in which creation has come about. So when we talk about Sankhya, the key principles is that there we say that the fundamental particles or the elements that existed before creation is two in nature. That is, there is Prakriti consciousness, and then matter. Prakriti is matter, and then Purusha is consciousness. Then this Purusha is the essence of the individual self, only because of um, uh, the merger of Purusha, that is giving energy to matter, only that the manipulation happens. Prakriti, however, the main Prakriti does not change, and the the Prakriti has Trigunatmaka. It has Sattva, that is purity, then it has Rajas, that is activity, and Tamas, that is inertia. So this all lies within Prakriti itself. And it leads to, I think, manipulation, evolution. We can say that these two, when there is contact between the two, it leads to evolution, change of form. There, however, we have to understand the Mula Prakriti does not change. It's like the body remains as it is. Interior wise, there is something changes happening. Like, for example, there is a digestion process. It leads to change in some form. So the body remains as it is. So the Mula Prakriti remains as it is. But within it, when there is Sayoga of Purusha, Chaitanya, there are changes. That changes is what is leading to manifestations. That is the main understanding of Sankhya. So, what are the causes for this? Not just shariras, the whole existence itself is that there is Prakriti, Mahat, Ahankara, Manas, and Buddhi. These are the five causes. And this philosophy is extremely old, and this shows how we've been, our ancients also, they've been trying to understand how the existence occurred, how the creation occurred. And this is a very big, in fact, even today, Sankhya is probably one of the principles, or one of the philosophies that is widely accepted scientifically to have relevance. Even in the modern research also, understanding, when we say, see, sattva is good or bad or purity, it won't make much sense. If you look at it from the perspective of charges, it makes more sense. There is a research on that also. There is a research paper on that as well. um, so either way, this Sankhya philosophy, it's huge, and it's very old. Not much literature is available for this. We only have something called as Sankhya Karika, which has 72 shlokas, and that is the main source today. And this philosophy is the first philosophy, Darshanika and Darshana, and it is purely focused on evolution of matter into existence. That is the whole point of this. So this one can be seen in when the verse says Rasadi Panchikuta Bhuta Sambhavam. What is that Sambhavam? Sambhavam is Sharira. Sharira is only possible after the Rasadi Panchikrita, the Panchabhutas. Panchikrita Bhuta Sambhavam. So only by those the Sharira is arising. That is what they are saying. This is the Sankhya philosophy. So with that, we see the Saṃskāra from the 28th shloka. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि।